Could I please have your attention? We're going to start the meeting. We're going to reconvene at 7:19. Will you call roll, Katie?
Hedges,
Here.
Kepley,
Here.
Larson, Overton,
Here.
Ryder,
Here.
Weaver, Skinley.
Here. Okay, under reception of visitors for our agenda, 2.1A, St. Jude fundraising.
Can you please appoint the secretary?
Oh, I'm sorry, I had that written right down. I need to appoint a secretary pro tem because Ms. Weaver is not here. I would like to appoint Ashley Overton. May I have a motion and a second, please?
Motion.
Motion by who?
Hedges.
John Hedges, second.
Yes.
By Gary Kepling. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. 2.1A, St. Jude Fundraising Partners in Hope. Bob McCullough, Renee Fonner, and the Invisible Spiders are here.
And you can't see it. Bring him around. Spiders. Thank you. This will give you just a brief overview of
Thank you.
what St. Jude does and why we do what we do.
Well, thank you for inviting us to the board meeting. We are super excited that WMCI is coming up on another St. Jude Radiothon. We have raised, thanks to you being our listeners in this community, we've raised over $1.5 million for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And that is a whole lot of awesome sauce until I tell you, annually it takes $2.2 billion a year to fund St. Jude.
And the cool thing about it, and we won't drag it on too much longer, but the thing about St. Jude, in case you don't know, it doesn't matter where you're from. We've got friends in Jasper County. We've got friends in Douglas County, Coles County that have taken their kids to St. Jude, and there is no billing department. They absolutely don't have a billing department. So we have friends who have seen what the bill would have been in the neighborhood of $2 and $3 million to save their child. That's what this is all about. That's why we do what we do.
So this year for the Radiothon, which is coming up March 29th and March 30th, we are partnering with Lyft and our friends, the Invisible Spiders, and we're having our first ever St. Jude Partner in Hope concert. So if you call and become a Partner in Hope during the Radiothon, we'll give you 2 tickets to see these folks downstairs in the basement, and we also have rooftop restaurant refreshments.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be a great afternoon. The concert's in July because these guys have a busier social life than Bub.
Most human beings do. We thank you for giving us your time, and thank you for this partnership and this opportunity to come forward today. And regarding the Partner in Hope thing, this is a commitment that we need and the kids need. $19 a month. We'll fill in the blanks on the 29th and 30th. If you're able to listen, because it is it's a tearjerker, but it's also very rewarding to know that we've got so many people that give and give and give and continue to do so. And this partnership is going to be a lot of fun. Are you going to rock it out?
Hey, can you guys introduce yourselves? So Kids Helping Kids, can you guys tell us your names and what grade you're in?
Brooks Overton, and I'm in 3rd grade. My name's Jack Manafort, I'm in 5th grade. My name's Tyler, I'm 9 and I'm in 4th grade. My name's Adam, and my name's Lane, and I'm in 6th grade.
Thank you.
And then the other thing that you may have heard us talk about is the Mattoon to Peoria St. Jude Run, and that is happening in August. And thanks to your help, we've raised over $1.9 million for St. Jude, and that money doesn't match. There's St. Jude Run money, and there's Radiothon money, and those two don't mix. That's separate. So Riddle and Williams Elementary will be coming home soon. They're doing Laps for Life. So that's a fundraiser, and the money that they fundraise, we're hoping to recruit some Mattoon High School kids who want to run, and the little kids will raise money and help the big kids run because it takes $1,000 to run.
Yep. It's a great partnership, and we appreciate Mattoon Schools being involved, and we thank you for your time. I know we're just a small part of what's going to happen tonight, but we thank you very much. Thank you.
And Bob needs his beauty sleep.
Yeah, I go to bed at 9, so I gotta go.
Thank you so much for coming. Okay, item 2.1B, STEAM update. April Drake, Jenna Hilligoss, and elementary STEAM students. If you want to come up here.
April's gonna go first. And so I think they're gonna come in this door right here.
Okay.
As we get organized, it's just a little crowded, as everyone can see. All right, I am April Drake. I am the STEAM facilitator at Riddle Elementary School. Tonight we were asked to present about the STEAM program within the elementary schools at Maxine School District. Just a little background, this is a new program that was started last year. And we started from the ground up building, and it has become quite a program, as Mrs. Hilligoss and I would say. And Mrs. Hilligoss, please introduce yourself.
Yes, so I am Jenna Hilligoss, first year STEAM facilitator at Williams Elementary School. And I must say it's quite an amazing program, and hopefully we'll give you a little bit of insight on what it's all about here.
So as we were approached to come and present tonight, we thought, what a better way to present than to hear it from the people who are in it every day, firsthand experience. So without further ado, we would like to start with our upper grade students right here. They're going to pass out a few things, and then they're going to start the presentation. Try it again. If it doesn't work, just hit the space bar.
STEAM mission statement. In STEAM, all students will collaborate, communicate, and compete. The 4 C's of STEAM. So the 4 C's are the foundation of this team. Collaboration. Team. Have to work with a team. Flexible. Have to be flexible. The follower. Have to be a follower and receive others. And leader. Have to be a leader and be involved in success. Creativity. Brainstorm. I can brainstorm ideas. Unite his action. Think of new ideas. I can consider other suggestions. Critical thinking. Questions. I can ask what if and why not. I can solve problems. I can solve problems in STEAM. And as we use this one almost every day in STEAM. Blueprints and other techniques. And last one is communication. Ideas. I can listen to other people's ideas. I can listen to other people and evaluate. I can evaluate what I think.
STEAM class. So we have STEAM class once a week, so every 5 days and we have it for 3 weeks. STEAM work plans. So the first work plans that we did were before STEAM work. Okay, and the 4 STEAM work plans were the first one that we did, and they were the foundation for all of our future work plans. They covered things like all of the folks we and the talked about, and also some added teamwork because throughout all of them, technology work plans were our next work plans. There might be an example inside of the portfolios Amy gave you. They were teaching us how to use 3D printers, sewing machines, electronic cutting machines, and coding tools. Then we moved on to, then we have badges. These badges are a form of celebration that our STEAM teachers use. Whenever you finish, say, your creative teaching, then you get a badge. Career creations. This was a project that we did where you were to create an animal that would take place of the Tasmanian tiger because it went extinct and we need something to control that population. The engineering design process, we started with ask, well, what can we do to make this animal? What can we do to make sure that the population is controlled? Imagine, we started imagining, we created individual blueprints by ourselves. Then we started planning, got together in a group, and made a group blueprint and a team reasoning sheet for why our animal had those pros and cons that we removed. Then we started creating. We used a fistful of clay, a plastic spoon, a fork, and then we got to 3D print if someone in your group had a 3D printing badge. We tested. There were 3 scenarios that your teacher had to make it through. If it did not, you improved and made sure that it would go through those scenarios. And the last set communication we used through the entire process. This is an example of one of our creations. It's a clay body that's supposed to go inside of that's a 3D printed model. This is an entirely 3D printed creature.
Steam camp. So over the summer we had steam camp that was hosted by both STEAM teachers and also Zappa and UI, which is basically like a STEAM class but for college students. And that lasted for 1 week. The first thing we did was we all took a survey on our likes and interests and what we were wanting to work with, what tools we were going to work with, like the 3D printer, we have cutting machines, and laser cutting machines. And then based on that data, we all got split into different groups, and there were 5 groups in total. Then we started playing different card and board games, like Uno and Trouble. And we started playing those to get an idea of what we needed in the remix. And at the end of each game, we wrote down pros and cons of the remix. And if we were going to remix that game, what would we do to remix it? And then after that, we started imagining on what game we were going to remix, and then we started making a prototype. We made the board out of cardboard and used different objects for the players, and we used Sharpies for all the designs on the cards. And then each group got to play another group's game, and then at the end of that game, we wrote down the pros and cons of that game. And then the next day, we came back and we looked at all the data. We looked at all the data from our game, and we discussed where we were going to change and where we were going to keep. And then we actually started designing. So that's where we learned how to 3D print. We learned how to use the laser cutting machine. We started designing on Canva, our cards, and laminating them. And then after that, we showcased them to the parents and community members so they could play. One of the group units clearly stolen. Then we went to Crossing Road. And we went into Super Smash Bros. Battleship is Battleship. And Chocolate the Pegasus is Parrot.
STEAM Club. We have STEAM Club 3 times a week, and we have it for 30 minutes that day. Events. So the STEAM Club hosted a professional development for teachers on using 3D printers, sewing machines, electronic cutting machines, and a robot called Spherical. We did that so that teachers could either make something for their classroom or make something for themselves. We learned the tools as we went, knowing that when we have a lot of responsibility, we need to learn these tools. And after that, we did it with the teachers. And this is the robot group using the Spherical for the bowling game. This is the sewing group, sewing chapstick holders. The 3D printing group making 3D printed keychains. And the electronic cutting group making cover stickers.
What we did. So now that you've heard about STEAM, we're going to go immediately first and we'll tell you what is personal STEAM. So I think STEAM is great and I really do STEAM because it allows me to use my creativity and I have to use skills more than just to
portion, I really enjoyed cookie pudding, and my parents got me one for Christmas. And then I discovered that it had a laser cutting attachment, and my uncle actually said that once I start laser cutting, we will hire me to do some things for him, and I will get things.
I really enjoy school because of how much we can naturally do it on our own. We do have a few guidelines we have to follow, but other than that, we can just naturally do it as we do. So now that you've heard what we think, we hold some students from each grade to do a video about what they think is STEAM. So third and fifth did what STEAM has made me, how STEAM impacted me, and kindergarten through second grade did what Caroline got. So this is the third and fifth. And this is the kindergarten through second grade. Thank you for your time. Any questions?
You did an awesome job.
So now at this time, we are going to show you one of our coding robots that we use in the STEAM classroom.
You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Vivian Fairchild.
In the first grade, and
Gabe.
Gabe, also in the first grade. So what they have for us, and they're going to kind of explain it to you, and they're going to get it out. We actually have some for you guys to open up and see too. I heard on this video, one of those kindergartners said one of their favorite things was the robots, and that's exactly what these are. So these are our Spiro Indies. Get on up here, guys. You guys are going to stand there in the middle. I'll get these to everyone else. Go ahead, Gabe. So explain to them what's inside, Viv.
So inside you have your cards, your direction, your instructions, and your box. There is a little in there. And this is the part on. And then the bottom has a circle which tells it how to read the color, and it tells it what to do.
So what different colors do you have in your box, Vivian?
There is green, yellow, red, purple, pink, blue, orange, and teal.
Okay, Gabe, so what does your robot always have to start on?
Green,
Why green?
because
Because what does green tell your robot to do, Gabe?
blue.
Move, right? So the robot is very similar to a car, right, Vivian?
Yeah.
So what do cars normally do on the road when they run into a stoplight? What do all those lights mean?
They go, slow down, and stop.
Yeah, and so these cards that you have in your hands, all the colors are the exact same thing, right? So green makes them go, yellow makes them slow down, and red makes them stop, right? So that's kind of where we start with the basics of our robot. Viv, you want to set up a pattern on the floor so they can kind of see. It's probably not super safe to do it on the tabletop. So we'll do a couple of them on the floor. Gabe, you can put some on the floor too.
Would you girls like to go around and show them how to turn on their bot and then make sure they're not on the colored tiles so it doesn't show anything? So for those of you all the way in the back, I don't know if you can see it or not, but we have colored tiles that look like this. That's what they're talking about.
Cute.
Oh, this is fun.
Okay, where's my red?
Like mountain climbing.
Where's my red? Stop. There.
Okay, you need to have a stop.
I gotta stop.
So you guys do have a card in your box that tells you what each color does. We don't generally give those to the students. We make them figure out what each color does on their own. But Vivian's got her favorite infinite loop on the floor. So hers is gonna keep on going for forever and ever and ever and ever until it runs out of battery. Or you can throw in what two colors, Vivian? You could throw in a red, which would make it stop. Nice, Gabe, which one's my favorite? You remember my favorite color?
Purple?
Yeah, throw it in there, show them what purple does. Go for it. Yeah, so purple's the celebration, and one of the great things that with these indie robots is the color coding is where we start with the basics for our younger kids, and then they continue to grow, and we have different robots like Ozobots that are color coded as well, and then we move to the Sphero Indies, which are block coding, or you can do, you can get very advanced with it as well, but the kids absolutely love these, and adults too.
I don't know if Mr. Compton is here, but this is kind of foundational for the robots that we have one floor above us.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, this is where it all starts. Yes, Gabe, what
We
else?
got to get mixed up and tell you guys about monkey class.
Monkey class.
So we begin with color coding, which is what this is. It's basically associating a color with an action. Then after we master color coding with the robotic cars, we then go through Ozobots. Those are coded by color also, but they're used with markers. And there's a specific color for an action, and we have a sequence then. So what we're trying to teach them is that a sequence makes an action happen. Then once they are successful with the color coding with the Ozobots, with the sequencing, then we move them into block coding. And we are very fortunate as a district to be able to purchase a program called Tinker. And this really sets the foundations for beginning computer coding. Once they go through loops, formational sequences, there's a whole curriculum of coding. Then they go into what we call Python coding. And Python coding is exactly what you and I think of in like the 80s, whenever they had the computer up and they're like typing in all of these codes and then it sends this message out. That's exactly what Python coding is. It's where the student types in the message and then that message sends an action to the computer and that tells the computer what to do. And so our STEAM programs at the elementary schools, both Riddle and Williams, feed into the Math 2 middle school STEAM program, which then goes further into Python coding. They also maybe do some drone work. And then from there, it then feeds into other pathways throughout the high school and the Live Center. So students are being exposed to this stuff in kindergarten, which we are very, very fortunate as a district to be able to do that. And that is because of these people sitting right up here. So we appreciate that and we thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good job.
I think somebody in my
Futures program for Christie.
class.
Okay, item 2 point, well, I'll give you a chance to leave, I'm sorry.
You're okay. Jenna. We'll put the purple one on top of the box.
Has to start on green. Won't go unless it's on green though.
There you go.
Good job, babe. Blake, you guys are good to go. Thank you.
Good
Good job, dude.
Nice job.
Good job, Vivian. Good job. Thanks, Blake.
They've already left you.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you. Great job. Do you want me to keep doing it?
Okay, now the presentation is 2.1C, MHS Futures Day. Mrs. Dalby, Ms. Kraft, and MHS students. And please tell us your names.
I'm Renee Beltran, and I'm a senior. I'm Leah Stapleton, and I'm a junior. Good evening. I'm Mrs. Dalby. I'm one of the MHS counselors.
Thank you for having us tonight. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to come and talk to you guys about our Futures Day. This is our third event for MHS students. It's an opportunity for them to experience what life will be like and prepare for life after MHS. So without further ado, I want to pass this over to our students so they can share their experiences with you.
Okay, so as she mentioned earlier, I'm a senior, so I've been able to experience all three of Futures Day. And so distantly enough, I can remember like one big thing about my freshman year is that I snuck into a session for the seniors. I really wanted to see what Indiana College had to offer with their criminology department, and we hadn't figured out a way for us, like for the younger kids to be able to see that. So I snuck in. And it kind of really helped me figure out what I wanted to do because I've always had my mind set on being a psychologist, but I didn't know how to like apply that with all of my interests. So being able to connect with Indiana, like the men there were able to give me their emails and I was able to like exchange conversations with them to kind of figure out my career path. Sophomore year we didn't have it because of COVID, and then my junior year I was able to help them plan because prior to this they were the only ones setting it up, and so it was just terrible for them. So my junior year, I also don't remember, but I do remember going in like on Friday at 8 a.m. and Mrs. Proctor for next pizza, and we just got to go through a bunch of data, sorting through what kids actually wanted to see from this Futures Day, because at first I think a lot of kids were confused with what they were trying to get out of it. So being able to be a part of that was just super interesting because like I got to see the breakdown of a bunch of different responses and what kids really wanted to see in their careers, because sometimes I think that we get caught up in that too for like certain careers are the only options. But with Career Day you see so like such a variety. I remember going to the detectives, the police department and the detectives presentation, and again criminology was super interesting to me, so being able to see locally what our like town does was super interesting. And so this year was super cool because I wasn't able to help at all because of Class E. I wasn't able to go to meetings in the morning. But like walking in, it was super prepared, and every presenter had a place to go, and there was really no confusion. There was a helicopter there, which was super fun. I didn't get to go see it, but I know Piper made a video on it. Oh, no, that's all I have. Yeah.
Okay, so at Futures Day, I am really interested in the health field. So fortunately enough for us, we had 80 different career choices for our students, which was awesome because it wasn't just teaching or healthcare that many people think is only available in that too, which that's not true. But that was exciting to see. We had a tattoo artist, lineman, a bunch of different people from the health field because that was what a lot of people were interested in. And then we also had a career fair in one gym and then a college fair in the other. So this just gave our students a lot of opportunity to see what they're interested in. And what was also interesting was over half of the career individuals that came were MHS alumni. So that was awesome. Personally, for me in the morning, I went after my early bird class and I helped Mrs. Dalby and Mrs. Sweeney escort our guests to their rooms. So we had a student to guide them to wherever they were going. So it was very student-based, which is awesome. My favorite one was the physician's assistant because I want to be a nurse practitioner, and it was just awesome hearing her plan and how she got where she was going. So yeah, we had a bunch of different options there.
So I did, I was on temporary team, and so basically my job, I took the drone around to different sessions and to record them, and then we made a video of it, which I'll show you in a second. So in one of my favorite sessions that I went to was my police one, mainly because that's what I'm interested in. It was cool to see like all the different jobs that are inside the police force and have an opportunity to do in the video. So I went through the sessions, recorded them, got some of the cool ones, and then Brandon Creel, Gavin Marbury, and Tristan Porter helped me edit the video and put it all together.
I can't hear it.
Thank you. Nice job.
What an awesome experience for the high school kids. And now, item 2.1D, or some people want to leave, or I don't want to? 2.1D, winter sports recognition, and we're going to start with the middle school first.
Behind.
Okay.
They're all coming in.
Perfections? Yeah, bring on in the perfections. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is, first of all, I'd like to introduce Mr. Carson Evans. And the reason why Carson's here is because he is our sports newscaster for the Wildcat News. So he covers the sports on our Wildcat News, and I'm going to hand it over to him. So first up would be our perfections, who brought home like a tip. So Carson, please announce our perfections.
So here are your dance team. Isabel Compton, Natalie Forsyth, Maggie Gear, Arlie Gonzalez.
Araley. Gonzalez, yep.
Gonzalez, yeah, sorry. Claire
Hornstein.
I'm sorry. Layla Hurst. Kinley
Cool.
Natalie Cool. Avery Peters. Kendall Rogers Sears. Michaela Starwalt. Molly Starwalt
Stewart.
Oh my God.
You're all right, buddy. You're all right.
Haley Wells. Good job, dance team.
Hey, Carson, I don't know if Carson, if you realize this, but there's 670 people watching you every morning. There's not that many here, okay? Next up, we have our wrestlers with our state qualifiers. Do those last. Do the kids that Jackson Howard, 75 pounds.
Here are your wrestling state qualifiers. 75 pounds, Jackson Howell.
And then do Brody Goonan.
And then 126 pounds, Brody Goonan.
75 pounds, London Miller.
275 pounds, London Miller.
And then Colton, 70 pounds.
And then 70 pounds, Creed Cole.
And he brought home 6th in state.
And he brought home 6th in state.
Okay. And then that's 85.
85 pounds, Memphis Howell. And he brought 2nd in state. 215 pounds, Mitchell Clapp. And he got 1st in state. Good job.
Yep.
Good job to our wrestlers.
Great job. And thank you, Carson, for your help. Hey, just a real quick plug. Our announcements that our kids do can be found on YouTube. So you can find those everyday announcements. Also, some of our student leaders just put this out there. The first Wednesday of every month, we open the school for tours. Okay? And here's what happens. You call the school, say you'd like to come for a tour. A student will call you back, arrange everything. Okay, so it's all kids, and that's the way we want to see it. We want our leaders, just like Carson, to step up and start taking the lead on things. Thank you, Carson. Thank you, student athletes. Fantastic job.
She's not going to. She said no. She shook her head no because I motioned her to come.
Yeah, she threw me under the bus.
I did. I threw Michelle.
She asked me.
So we've got high school up now.
Okay, it looks like we have some high school kids coming up here in a minute.
I scoot back.
We have a lot more seats up front if you'd like to have a seat.
Okay, Mr. Duffy. All right, all yours, guys.
How you doing, fellas? Good.
And you're back. You're back.
One day I'll graduate.
All right, so I've got I'm Trent Duggan, I'm the assistant principal athletic director at the high school. I've got the pleasure to recognize our winter sport teams and individuals who were postseason placers or qualified for at the state level. So we're going to start with Coach Porter and his wrestling team, and I'll let him talk about them.
Hi, Brett Porter, wrestling coach. This is Ben Captosi. He took 6th place at state at 138 pounds. Little guy over here, Tristan Porter, 113. One of only 3 wrestlers in matching history to qualify to state as a freshman. Not here today, Corbin Bateman took 4th as a junior or as a sophomore this year, kind of fell short, but he's still all conference and state qualifier. And Aiden Blackburn, who is a junior, he was here, but he had to go to work. He took 4th place for us in state this year. And finally, our senior, he tied the record for the in the history for wins in a season with Corbin Bateman this year with 47 and Finn's with 33. And he's also one of only 3 wrestlers ever placed twice in state for Mattoon High School, and that's Leo Meyer, 220. Leo plans to wrestle, continue on in college. Where are you going, Leo? Elmhurst College.
Very nice.
Next is Coach Smith with our state champion IDTA dancers. So she'll tell you a little bit about them.
Hi, thank you so much for having us. This is my 26th year of coaching the dance team, and I'm happy to say that we are state champs once again. And so our trophy cases are in the front foyer at the school if you ever want to see them. These girls placed first in AA Palm division this year, which is a really good category for them. They're excelling in that one. We see continued placement in that division. So I'm gonna let the girls introduce themselves and tell you what grade they are in school. We do have 2 seniors that were unable to be here tonight. They are working, and that is Lainey Faller, who is a 7-year veteran of the dance program here at Mattoon School District, and Reese Daniels, who is also a 7-year veteran of our dance program, and they're gonna be leaving us and going on to school. So, go ahead.
I'm Ava Hurst, and I'm a sophomore. I'm Audrey Dodge, and I'm a junior. I'm Reese Dodge, and I'm a junior. I'm Ashton Peters, and I'm a sophomore. I'm Cindy Wilson, and I'm a sophomore. I'm Caitlin Parker, and I'm a sophomore. I'm Madison Barnes. I'm a senior, and I'm currently undecided on college, but I'm planning on going into physical therapy or speech pathology.
Very good.
And then last but not least, Coach Troy Hackey and his assistant, Coach Smith, and our regional champion girls basketball team.
Thank you for having us again tonight. We had a great season, finished 16 and 17, 3rd place in both the Pana tournament and our Mattoon Holiday tournament. These are the members of the girls basketball team. We're missing Tegan Sewell tonight and also Reagan Duckin. But we have Emily Maple, Ella Conyers, Bella Massey, our senior in all conference, Lily Gear, who will be attending Lakeland College's fall right. Cameron Lathrop, Piper Sanders, Blair Powers, Lexi Otto, Ava Larson, and Jordan Haldorson, and then Coach Smith.
Again, we thank you all for all the support from our community. Come out and see us on the court, on the field. Spring season started yesterday. Girls soccer's underway with our first win, so here we go. Spring season.
Nice.
Thank you for coming.
Nice job.
We still have lots of seats up front if you want to come up and sit down. I know it's like church, y'all want to sit in the back row, but we have lots of seats. Okay, before I go into the non-agenda visitors, I'd like to welcome Mayor Rick Hall here. Thank you for coming. Okay, we have 8 non-agenda visitors who wish to speak. And it's a 3-minute time limit to keep the meeting going smooth and on time. Casey Considine. She here? Oh, there she is.
Casey, you can use the mic if you'd like.
I'm speaking for
The restrooms are right out here. If anybody would need, the restrooms are right out here.
And I'm speaking for 2 people.
Yes, she has 2 slips, so
6 minutes.
she's speaking on behalf of Angelia Griffin also.
There we go. Yeah, I'm like, I can't. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. I'm really short, so.
Righty tighty. I'm going right. Isn't that right? Yeah.
You're the right.
You're just not as strong as Dave. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So to begin with, I am Casey Constantine. I'm the Marketing and Communications Specialist for Kohl's Together. I'm going to start tonight with speaking on behalf of my boss, Angela Griffin. On the heels of the good news that John Deere is the latest international organized company to invest in Coles County, I wanted to take this opportunity to thank the members of the Mattoon School Board for your foresight in predicting the future when you began planning LIFT. While I sent each board member a personal thank you, I wanted the community to know the impact your work is having and how it is enhancing the quality of life for the people who live and work in Mattoon. Those of us who promote this community as a place to locate and grow a business have many advantages over other communities because of LIFT. By connecting students to programming that allows them to earn dual credits, industry certifications and credentials, internships, work-based experiences, and leadership skills, we are able to demonstrate Mattoon is training the workforce of the future for businesses coming to the area. The struggle to find workers is the #1 concern of businesses across the country. It is the first issue we are asked to address when a new business is considering Mattoon or an existing business is considering an expansion. It is more important than the cost of land, the cost of a building, or access to the interstate. Businesses want to know what this community is doing to help provide the workforce they need. By showcasing the skills being taught at LIFT, we are able to convince CEOs and human resource directors that Mattoon is working to address that challenge and that Mattoon is training the workforce of the future in ways that make their business stronger. This is how we bring new businesses to town. This is how we support the businesses that are already here. This is how we create jobs and careers for MHS graduates so that they are able to stay in Mattoon rather than leave the area after they graduate. As I mentioned when I personally thanked the board members, John Deere is probably the first of many announcements in Mattoon this year. We are also working with a company that has been involved in the skills development at LIFT and is poised to make a $70 million investment in the community and hire more than 20 new employees with the skills that are being taught right here at LIFT. I would like to have been here in person to share the appreciation at Kohl's Together for your work, but I am with another new company that has chosen to locate in Coles County. They have bought an empty building, and the owners have flown in from New Jersey today to discuss the plans to hire 75 new employees. This company also learned about the pathways being taught at LIFT and understands the impact it will have when they begin hiring individuals with manufacturing skills. LIFT is impacting decisions by companies evaluating Coles County and pulling us ahead of other communities. This is what allows Mattoon to grow with possibilities and separates our community from others. The companies we work with are looking for advanced skills to fill positions that pay high wages with good benefits and provide careers that have upward mobility. The direct jobs and the spin-off jobs that are being created because Lyft is training the workforce of tomorrow is creating economic opportunity for MHS students and the entire community. Thank you. Now, I would like to talk on my own behalf. For those that do not know me, I am a 2015 MHS grad and a 2019 University of Kentucky grad. While I was in my last semester of college, the last thing I wanted to do was move back home and away from all of my friends. I thought that moving home meant that I had failed, but I could not have been any more wrong. A few weeks ago, while I was at MHS Futures Day, I brought this topic up to the students. I asked them what their post-graduation plans are. I was excited to hear that most students were staying local and taking advantage of having Lakeland College and EIU right here in their hometown community. The other answer I heard the most was that students are going directly into the workforce because they would be receiving a certificate from Lyft at the end of the school year. The students continuously spoke about how they felt supported by their teachers and peers to pursue their interests. They spoke about how they now have an opportunity to explore those interests and gain hands-on experience before they graduate. I was elated to hear that these students are getting the same guidance and firsthand experience that I received from teachers like Laura Roberts and staff that I'm still receiving support from, like Deanna Dalby, all these years later. I also told the students about how throughout the 4 years I had been in college, Mattoon had changed immensely. I always tell them how there was not a Starbucks, there was not a Marshall's, there was not a Dunham's when I was in high school. Of course, they're all speechless whenever I tell them that I had to drive all the way to Charleston to get my Starbucks. They just can't believe it. I even noticed that people who have never been to Mattoon realize how much it has grown just by how much I talk about Mattoon. When I would bring college friends to Mattoon for the weekend, they would always say, Casey, this is not the hometown that you told us about, or my town's way smaller than this. This is not a small town. And I would always respond with, well, that's because this is not the same town that I grew up in. It has grown more than I ever could have imagined that it could grow. By moving home and starting my career here, I have had the opportunity to purchase a house, spend time with my loved ones, and see this community and school district grow alongside each other. Now, as a 26-year-old adult, I wish I could go back to my 20-year-old self and say, trust me, moving home to Mattoon is going to be one of the best decisions of your life. I also want to finish with, I am the T-ball commissioner, so anyone that has kids that are 4 to 7-year-olds, make sure to get your kids registered. So thank you.
Next, I have Angela Hampton. Where's Sharon? Wherever you want, if you think you can be heard.
Okay, well, I'll come up there. I have to assume. I had emailed the board on January 30th just about some concerns I had regarding some of the middle school curriculum. And then I followed up with that at the last board meeting because the curriculum wasn't available on the website and I wasn't able to access it. So I asked these questions at the last meeting and wasn't really able to get a direct answer. So I'm just here tonight seeking clarification and maybe just some direct answers as it applies to curriculum in general. And because I know we're on a time limit, I wrote them down so I know it can get hinky when I have to. There's one for each board member. So what I'm asking tonight is 4 questions. The first one is, as a board member, do you believe that parents should have access to all curriculum that's being taught to their children? Should educational time and tax dollars be used to teach a subjective curriculum that's contrary to your family's closely held personal beliefs? Do you believe it's fair to expect teachers to teach content about mental health without any specialized training or confirmation of their qualifications in the area of social, emotional, and mental health? And finally, do you believe that parents should have an easily accessible opt-out option for curriculum that they may find objectionable or inappropriate, and that those students should be given constructive activities during that time? So we have a minute 50. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure that somebody will get back with you.
Angela, I'll respond to you in writing.
I will.
So no direct answers tonight then?
I wasn't prepared to give any answers at this time, so.
I'd like to have time to.
It was January 30th that I emailed, so if.
Were these
These
questions?
questions weren't posted.
They're essentially the same.
Were these questions given to us on? No.
If you look at the email, it's the same concerns. I'm just trying to make it a more direct question. So
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
that'd be
this is
great.
easier for me to
Perfect.
answer.
Perfect.
So if you
Okay.
don't mind, give me some time.
Thank
to-
you.
Thank you. Dustin Hay.
I just only had two questions. Let me find them. There's someone here. One of my questions is there a person that maintains the school district webpage full time?
Yes.
Yes, there is. Okay, then why wasn't the agenda posted 48 hours before this meeting on the school website?
The agenda was posted at the public location of the meeting, which is the requirement by the Open Meetings Act.
Actually, by the Open Meetings Act, it needs to be, it's required because you do have somebody that is full-time that maintains the website, that you post it at the facility and also on the website.
There's no time restriction on that. If you review the Open Meetings Act, there is. no
Well, I
time
sent a
restriction.
review. We'll
Sure.
see what AG says
Be
about
happy
that.
Would be happy to follow up.
Okay. And then, did Larry Lilly have a contract with the lift building?
He did not have a contract.
He
with
did
the
not?
Lift building.
Okay.
He was a purchase service for the work that was carried out through the lift building.
Okay.
So he did not have a contract through the lift building, no.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shad Huddleston.
I'm Shad, as she said. I've been teaching here since 2005. I'm here tonight because I was kind of disturbed by some comments that were made at last month's meeting. A community member that I have liked, had a close relationship with at church, respected for decades, stood up and shared some concerns about a book that was read at our school where I work at Williams, called In Our Mother's House. This book is a classroom read aloud from a board approved, it's a box set of authentic literature from well-known authors. It's about 3 adopted children who grew up in a home with 2 mothers. The objections were shared, included, I don't know that our schools are the place to share that type of book. Also, I'm concerned that our society is declining morally. Now, I attended church with this person, like I said, for almost 20 years. My daughter, my children grew up in the same pews, but the lessons that seemed to be learned were very different. My daughter, in fact, she went on in high school to start the Spectrum Club at MHS, which is a club for LGBTQ students and their friends and allies. She's done a lot of great things in her young life, but that's the thing that I'm proudest of. And these statistics are the reason why. Number one, suicide was a terrible thing to talk about, but it just needs to be mentioned, in my opinion. It's the second leading cause of death for young people ages 10 to 24, which is why we have SEL coaches now and extra counselors in our elementary buildings to try to help kids cope with all of the problems in our messed up society. I will agree that our society is messed up. And LGBTQ youth, out of those children who try to take their own lives, those youth are 4 times more likely to have a suicide attempt. This is not because of their orientation or their gender identity. This is because of the way they are treated and stigmatized by many in our society. Spectrum Club is a place where students dealing with judgmental or intolerant peers, parents, or community members can come together to feel supported and valued for who they are. This club doesn't just occupy some after school time and give these kids something to do. These types of clubs are literally saving lives by giving kids peers to support them when they're struggling with these issues. The book that was brought up that offended I don't know how many people, but at least a handful of people, was written by Patricia Polacco. She had visited, she's a well-known author. She was doing an elementary school visit like authors sometimes do. A young girl, I think a 3rd grader, was giving a report about her family. When she shared that her family included her siblings and her 2 mothers, a teacher's assistant in the room asked her to stop giving her report because it was inappropriate to talk about such things. I just want to say, imagine being that kid and hearing those words that your family is inappropriate. To cut it short, I know my time is up. We're better than this. Our community is better than this. When we have all of our kids in here, like we did for the first half of this, I mean, that's what Mattoon is to me. It is that togetherness, and so I hope that some of these things that come out of these board meetings that may hurt, people's emotions, and especially our kids. Like, I think we need to think before we say some of these things.
Thank you. Jeff Clarkson. Todd.
Well, I'm just confused. It's not.
This isn't the time.
He's up next to speak. Go ahead, Mr. Clarkson.
Okay, Mr. Clarkson, go ahead.
We all have the same analogy.
Todd.
We don't all come from the same place.
Todd, please
Please what, Michelle?
stop talking.
No,
It's not, okay, then would you like to be escorted out?
but
This is not the time. You did not fill out a slip. So it's Mr. Clarkson's time.
Well, thank you for allowing me to speak. I'd like to start by addressing that sign out on 45. It's insulting. It's insulting to me. It's insulting to my friends, my colleagues. It's insulting to every adult in this district. It sabotages this board's ability to recruit new staff and this town's ability to attract new business and new families. That sign belittles my life's work and my investment into this community. And it calls every child in this district, including my own, a failure. I would like to thank this board and this administration, also previous boards and previous administrations, for granting me the privilege of allowing me to work in your buildings with your children. I get to go to work every day and I get to see kids smile. I get to see kids glow when they learn something or can do something that they didn't know or could not do the day before. I get to hear kids tell their teachers, thank you. I get to see children every day persevere through academic and cognitive and social struggles. I get to see every day kids learn how to work together. I frequently witness children, and you saw it tonight, on their own initiative, expand their role outside of the classroom to better their school and their community. And I've witnessed all of this because Mattoon's boards and administrations have provided me with the setting and the resources, the training, the support, and the guidance so that I can influence what I witness every day. So it's been an honor, it's been a privilege to work in your buildings under your leadership and your direction. And I thank you for that.
Thank you. Monica Genta.
My name is Monica Genta, and I'm a graduate of Mattoon Schools and a forever resident of this town. But tonight, I'm not here to share my journey, but rather the incredible stories that were shared with me over the course of the past week. Mattoon Schools are not last because Carson Gordon was a part of Mattoon Schools. Here's her story. I attended EIU where I majored in political science and minored in pre-law studies. I was EIU's student body president and received the Distinguished Senior Award. I got my master's in business administration, and during my MBA program, I served as the graduate assistant for the Lumpkin School College of Business. I currently attend St. Louis University School of Law, where I serve as the president of the Business Law Association. I recently became a published author of a book on trial psychology. Mattoon Schools means the world to me. I received an amazing education that inspired me to be the best version of myself. My teachers reminded me that my dreams were never too big. I pushed myself to take high school classes that challenged me and excited me. I didn't have perfect grades in high school, nor did I come from a family in which going to college was the norm, but my teachers never stopped believing in me. The dual credit classes I took at MHS allowed me to graduate with my bachelor's degree at the age of 20, fully on scholarships. I owe everything I've accomplished and everything I will accomplish in the future to Mattoon Schools. Mattoon Schools are not last because Trey Scosey was a part of Mattoon Schools. Here's his story. I graduated from the University of Mississippi with a bachelor's of applied science and minor in education. During grad school at EIU, I earned a full graduate assistantship on my way to earning my master's degree in communication and science and disorders. I now currently work at the University of Tennessee Medical Center in Knoxville. I cover the acute care floors in the Brain and Spine Institute, serving mostly neurotrauma-based patients. I am so lucky and thankful that I have the opportunity to go through Mattoon Schools. Everything I do still to this day is rooted in the two things that I learned from my teachers and staff at Mattoon Schools: respect and hard work. Treating others with respect and putting them before yourself, just like the staff always did for me, and pushing yourself mentally, academically, and even athletically to be the best version of you. If it wasn't for the upbringing I was given during my time at Mattoon Schools, I can confidently say I wouldn't be where I am today. What's incredible about these stories is these are not unique. We literally have thousands of kids who have graduated from these schools and are successful in so many areas of life, including people who are in this room that I had as kids who are now adults, the kids who stood before us tonight. Do we as a school district have a lot of room to grow? And as a community, absolutely. Education is evolving in really cool ways, and I believe that this school board is not seeing this as a challenge. They are seeing it as an opportunity because they are people who've got love and grit and growth mindset, and quite frankly, are doing a great job leading. I believe in Mattoon Schools, and I know that we are not last because we are Mattoon Schools.
Thank you. Last but not least, Ed Dowd.
I've never needed a microphone, if anybody knows me, right, Rick? And
3 minutes.
And 3 minutes, yes. No, this won't take as long, because I can't reiterate enough what Casey and Angela had to say. That's exactly what I wanted to say. How critical, how amazing Lyft is to this community. As the main voice of the business community, I can't tell you how fantastic it is to have this facility in our town. It's just unbelievable. I don't know how many of you guys know, but we had visits from Kathy Salva, who was the U.S. Senate representative, Republican representative, come here, just amazed at the facility. We had Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton come here. We had the Consulate General for Canada who came here. And the amazing thing that I saw, and these people might not, I know you saw and Christy saw, when they came here, they were absolutely amazed. They took out their own personal cameras. It was so funny. Even though they had staff and everything who were here with them, they took out their own cameras, and they were like kids at a candy store. They were taking all kinds of pictures, and they were so amazed at what we have going here. So I just want to emphasize how proud I am of this board and what they've done and Lyft in general. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to item 3, consent agenda for board action. 3.1A, regular board meeting, February 14th, 2023. 3.1B, executive session meeting, February 14th, 2023. 3.2, financial payment of bills. 3.2A, presentation of the bills for approval. 3.2B, monthly financial reports by fund. 3.2C, budget to actual report. 3.3, approval of membership in Illinois High School Association, IHSA, and Illinois Elementary School Association, IESA. 3.4, approval of MMS Illinois Association of Junior High Student Councils State Convention, April 21st through 22nd, 2023 in Springfield, Illinois. 3.5 Enrollment Report. 3.6 Freedom of Information Report. May I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Motion by Ashley, second
Second.
by Gary Kepley. Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, would you call roll, Katie?
Kepley,
Yes.
Larson, Overton,
Yes.
Ryder, Hedges,
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes. Thank you. Item 4, reports and recommendation of the business manager. Mr. Gear, you are up.
Try that tap. Yep.
Been in the classroom a while. Okay, I have 3 things tonight. First one is about the building trades house. So we put the building trades house up for bid in September. We didn't receive any bids for it at the October meeting. So at the October board meeting, the board discussed the idea of maybe listing a house with a realtor, which we've never done before. We've always done the bid process, so we thought maybe we'd try to do something a little different this time. So I looked into it, got into some state statute for schools and school districts, and these are what we found. The house must be listed for a minimum of 14 days. It can be listed for a maximum of 120 days, and the sales commission has to be no greater than 7% if you're going to list it with a realtor. So I met with Kirk Swinson from Kimo Century 21. He has agreed to be the listing agent and reduced, normally it's a 6% commission, but since it's for the school district and such a good cause for our community, he's agreed to list the house with 4.5% commission fee. Okay. Just a little bit about the house. It's 1,750 square feet with a 2-car garage, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's located at lot 304 in the Meadows subdivision, which is behind the high school where we built the last 2. And the listing price would be $250,000. Kirk, you want to speak a little bit about what you can offer from Century 21?
Well, from my perspective, I think the biggest fault we have is you don't get the marketing side of it, and where you put a proposed bid, it doesn't get out to the general public. When we publish it, over 600 websites, all realtors will have access to it. They'll get paid 2.5 of that 4.5% if they bring a buyer. I think it opens up your market to a much bigger audience than what you have when you do it on the bid process. So if we do it in-house, that commission drop as well, by the way, beyond that. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So it is our recommendation that the board authorize the selection of Kimo Century 21 and to list the building trades house with Kirk Swinson as listing. Any questions?
So moved.
May I have a motion? Motion by Dale Ryder, second by Gary Kepley. Are there any comments or concerns? Roll call, please.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Kepley,
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes. Thank you.
The second one is 4.2, board action to declare surplus materials for sale. We have the following items listed to declare as surplus: shirt press at Matthew Middle School, 12 smart boards at Williams, 21 smart boards at Riddle, 20 projectors at Riddle, and 19 wood tables that are 30 by 60 at Riddle. Persons interested in purchasing these items can contact the principal at the respective buildings. We recommend board approval to list these items as surplus.
Need a motion, please, to accept that?
Motion.
By John Hedges, second
Second.
by Dale Ryder. Are there any questions? Please call roll.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Kepley,
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
And 4.3, this deals with the approving the parking lot bid for the lift here at lot, or the lot here at Lift. Church Group and Dustin Stolpus conducted a bid opening for the Lift parking lot on March 8th. The pre-bid meeting was held February 23rd. We had 3 bidders. Martell's Construction came in at $372,000. Fuchs Contractors came out at $426,375, and Esther's came in at $465,000. We got a really good bid from Bartels. So the cost for the project would be $372,000. Parking lot will be completed before the solar canopy is installed. This will allow for the conduit to be run beneath the new concrete before it's poured. And the reason we're doing the parking lot now, and we didn't do it when we did the lift renovation, is so that we wouldn't delay the renovation of lift as we were working on the parking lot outside. So the Upchurch Group, who is our local architect, as well as the administration, recommends that we award Bartels Construction the bid at a cost of $372,000 for the work to be done with it.
I need a motion to approve Bartels Construction for the bid.
Motion.
Ashley, second
Second.
by John Hedges. Any questions? Please call roll.
Ryder,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Heffley,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes. Thank you. Item 5, reports and recommendation of the Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Dr. Scosi.
Thank you. A bit different here, item 5.1 on the agenda. You can see is the waiver for school code section 10.212A for non-resident tuition waiver for Mattoon School District employees as presented last month. If you recall, presented this information last month to you. The review of information from the February 14th meeting applying for the resident tuition waiver for employees has been discussed many times over the past 10 years. Our current employee data denotes that we have 93 licensed employees that live out of district, 55 class 5 employees that reside out of district, for a total of 148. It's estimated that the waiver, if the board approved to move forward with this, would impact potentially 15%. That's 20 to 30 of our 148 employees that live out of district that may choose to send their children to our district. What's the reason? Well, things have shifted quite a bit in the past 10 years. Out of the 25 school districts, this is current, updated from our last meeting in February. In the region, Mattoon is currently the only district that last week, Charleston, Tuscola, and Villa Grove approved to apply for the waiver. So we're the only school district in our ROE region that doesn't have this waiver. In the state, there's 764 school districts out of 856, I believe. Yeah, 853, 764 have applied for the waiver and do this. So it becomes a marketing strategy that we look when we look to go out and employ and market our district with employees. Future employees with this view it as a benefit, and that's what we're competing with. Even some of our current employees for retention, if they believe they can live in a community and work, get a job in another district that's outside of that community, and they're able to bring their students there, their children there, if they believe that's a benefit and it gets competitive, you can't offer that at this point. And that's, that drives and is highlighted when workforce shortages continue to challenge our region and now in our state and our country with educators. So you see that on our website, from bus drivers to math teachers that we're looking for. So that being said, item 5.1, I would ask the board to conduct a public hearing, request for action for the Mattoon School District. Number 2, Board of Education conduct a public hearing for the purpose of receiving public comment and questions regarding for a waiver of school code section 10-20.12A. So the board would need to have a roll call vote to open up a public hearing for said discussion.
May I have a motion and a second to open the public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Gary Kepley, second by Ashley Overton. Any questions? Okay, it's open.
Vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. This will be a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you.
Okay, during the hearing, a public hearing providing time for testimony about request. If you do speak, if you choose to speak, a couple things, you have to state your name. We have a list of people that are attending the meeting, and if you do choose to speak, you have a 3-minute time limit, which will keep the clock to do so. At this time, I guess.
Okay, are there any questions? Are there any public comments that anybody would like to make concerning this? Yes, would you stand up and state your name?
Association rep, but I just have one question. In the event that we get the waiver, how many years is it for?
5.
Sorry, 2 questions. And what happens after those 5 years?
You reapply for the waiver.
Okay, with the intention of doing it. Okay,
restart the school year, first state code in the state of Illinois, you can finish the school year tuition free. You're welcome. Good question.
Any other questions? Seeing none,
Then I would ask them if there's no other questions, the board votes to close the public hearing.
I need a motion and a second to close the public hearing, please.
Motion.
Ashley Overton made the motion, second.
Yes.
Who said that?
Yes.
Gary Kepley. Okay, I need a voice vote on this. No, I think we need to do a roll call.
Yeah, you need a roll.
Yeah, need a roll call vote on this.
To close the public hearing.
Ryder,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Kepley,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 5.2, we've had the public hearing meeting, board action, to ask the board to take action, apply for a waiver of school code in section 1020.12A, for non-resident waiver.
Motion.
I motion by Gary Kepley to
Second.
accept the waiver for school code section 102012A. Second
Second.
by Ashley Overton. Any questions from the board?
Just a statement. I'm going to support this. I think this is essential for us to continue to be competitive in terms of recruiting the best faculty.
Agreed.
Katie, will you do a roll call vote on this, please?
Kepley,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
then Kepley,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
Thank you. And 5.3, personnel report. The board has before them the certified resignations, as I go through them for the March personnel report. As we move forward. Amy Gonzalez resigns William Elementary School teacher effective the end of the 22-23 school year. Brandon Jones resigns Benton High School physical education teacher end of the 22-23 school year. Tabitha Gibson, certified appointment, substitute teacher effective immediately. Classified resignation, longtime Andrew Easton paraprofessional, did a great job for us. He's resigning effective March 8th, 2023. Jack Green, longtime custodian at Williams Elementary School, is retiring effective May 2023. Done a wonderful job. Haley Coleman, Williams Elementary School library parapro, is looking to resign effective the end of 22-23 school year. Continuing with classified resignation, Hannah Say, longtime paraprofessional, is looking to resign effective the end of the 22-23 school year. Melissa Young resigns as Little School Elementary Supervisor effective February 22nd, 23. Classified appointments, Kelly Cooper, Mackin High School head custodian effective February 27th, 23. April 4, Williams Elementary School parapro effective immediately. Trey Offendorf, Mackin substitute supervisor, substitute secretary effective immediately. Julie Coghill, Little Leader, substitute effective immediately. Tracy Peterson, substitute bus aide. Todd Ferris, volunteer, effective immediately. Daniel Gable, volunteer, effective immediately. Matthew Reticki, volunteer, effective immediately. Christopher Dyers, resigning as Mackin Middle School sixth grade wrestling coach, effective immediately. And then Chris Dyers also resigning as Mackin Middle School assistant baseball coach, effective immediately. His family's growing. So he's done a great job for us to understand that. Brandon Jones is resigning as Mackin High School head varsity coach for effective the end of 22-23 season. And then extracurricular assignments, Jacob Perry, Mackin High School assistant track coach, effective immediately. In addition, there is a personnel addendum. Taylor Westenmeyer is resigning as Williams Elementary School fourth grade teacher effective the end of 22-23 school year. Shelby Burris resigns as Little Elementary School secretary effective April 29th, 23. Taylor West is resigning as substitute bus aide effective March 9th, 2023. Taylor Huffman, we're recommending for paraprofessional at LIFT effective at the beginning of the 23-24 school year. Cody Hayes, volunteer effective immediately. Tiffany Honez, volunteer effective immediately. And Micah Sheen is a volunteer effective immediately. Are there any questions?
Seeing none, I
Seeing
need a
none.
motion and a second to approve the personnel report.
Motion.
Motion by Ashley Overton, second.
Second.
John Hedges. Are there any comments or questions? Please call roll.
Kepley,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 6, reports and recommendation of the Assistant Superintendent for Student Services, Dr. Hill.
Who's ready for summer? Yeah? So I'm super excited for the opportunity to talk with you all about the great opportunities that are ahead for our students in Mattoon this summer, which I have to say would not be possible at all without our dedicated staff. So I'm just curious, really quick, show of hands, how many people are in this room who work for Mattoon Schools? Just raise your hand. So by my watch, start time was 13 hours ago. So thank you for your dedication to our kids and to our school. And the fun's gonna continue because this summer we've got some amazing things happening. Lots of cool opportunities for our kids. So tonight, I get to talk to the board about what those opportunities are. We've had teams at work in our buildings designing what camps and learning recovery opportunities will be available. So with the board's approval tonight, we will go forward and start marketing those opportunities, taking applications and accepting our rosters so we can get planning and get the curriculum ready to go. So the summer school locations, really happy to share that this is the first year we will have 6 summer school locations. Lyft is joining the business of summer school with camps and learning recovery efforts here in this building, as well as our preschool. We saw great results last summer with our Jumpstart program for our littlest learners who are getting ready to launch into kindergarten, get a head start. Our elementaries, middle school, and high school will also be partaking. So the components in every single program we'll be offering this summer include research-based instructional strategy. So our staff is equipped and trained to provide reading and math instruction. There will be progress monitoring, so we'll know where our kids are when they join us at the beginning of the summer, and we'll get to see how much they grow by the end of the summer. There will be personalized remediation, but also acceleration. So we're going to help kids catch up with the product. We're going to push the kids who are kind of gaining steam and already a little bit ahead. We're really emphasizing this summer hands-on enrichment opportunities and exploratory opportunities. The board has been committed to the notion of exploring opportunities and increasing exposure to what pathways might be available to students. And so we're really including that in all of the summer learning. Transportation will again be provided as a way to cut down on equitable barriers to equitable access, as well as food. So this summer we'll be providing breakfast and lunch for all students who attend our summer programming, as we have in the last 2 years. So the funding for all this, it's really important for the board to know that all of the funding for this will be covered by our American Recovery Plan funding. So that's also known as ESSER relief funding. We have 3 rounds of it. We're entering into the last year of the last round. 20% of that funding is required to be spent on learning recovery. Our district has allocated 70% of funding on learning recovery. So really speaks to your efforts and your dedication to the kids and catching them up on whatever learning was lost. Student learning component will be included under that, along with the teacher salary. Material supplies and staff costs are fully covered by the American Recovery Plan, so there's no cost in addition to our local budget. So I want to share with you the specific details in case you're asked. This will be available also, so you can get more details. We'll come up with a really cool marketing strategy, I'm sure, with Katie's brilliance over there. Some cool graphics to go along with the programs that our educators have designed. At the preschool, students will be invited to learn with us daily from 8 to noon. The dates will be June 5th through the 23rd, and then again July 10th through the 28th. It's important to note students don't have to attend that entire chunk of time. They're welcome to sign up for that whole time, but if it doesn't fit a family schedule, we'll take them for as long as we can get them. We will have 8 classrooms available, and our staff members are listed there as well. So great student to staff ratio. At the elementary schools, both schools will offer summer programming from 7:30 to 12 daily. The dates also are accompanied by themes this year. Very excited about this, right? This reader loves good themes. So June 5th to the 23rd will be a wildlife safari, and the field trip will include Aikman Wildlife Adventure. July 10th through the 28th will be the Great Outdoors, and there we will visit our very own Douglas Hart Nature Center. The number of classrooms will have 6 classrooms per building, and our staff members are listed there. Coaches can came up with a really cool new design for staff. So our student or adult to student ratio will be even lower this year. We're really focusing on the early literacy skills. We're gonna have a higher number of staff to students. Continued, we will also offer a STEAM camp. You heard our STEAM leaders here today talk about Fab Lab last summer. We're gonna be working with U of I again. What a cool opportunity. We will have a classroom for building dedicated to that and one STEAM teacher for building as well. That will be 1 week again. Dates are up in the area. We still have to kind of coordinate with the school college kids and figure out when they can come down. We served 40 students with that last year. We anticipate the same amount again this year. The middle school will be daily from 8 to 12. We'll be doing some fifth quarter. So you might recall the first year we did fifth quarter 3 years ago. Fifth quarter is this notion of completing competencies or completing the work from the year that just finished. So it's extending the learning a little bit longer for our students who need a little extra one-on-one push to get their learning done for this current school year. That will be from May 30th to June 30th. Also during that time, additional offerings will include STEAM or coding camp, and you can kind of see some of the main focus there. Mr. Mann, yeah, with designing Mars habitats and creative writing, and then also poetry, art, and writing. July 24th through 28th, we're partnering with Franklin Covey to offer a leadership camp. So students will be developing those leadership skills, and they'll be teaching and learning from high school students. And they'll also be facilitating with our younger students. Finally, in August, we will have a Spark camp for our fifth graders. We're really excited about this new idea for our fifth grade students to get to come to middle school for a week of learning, kind of shake the jitters off, maybe open their walker a few times, and find their classrooms and start to feel comfortable in that new space. 8 classrooms will be involved, and we have 9 staff members. The high school will be daily from 8 to 12 also. It will take place from May 30th through June 30th. At our high school, our focus is really credit recovery primarily, and also taking courses that might not otherwise fit in student schedules. There's a lot of driver's ed that happens during the summertime. We also offer a lot of e-com classes during the summer. So that'll be 3 classrooms with approximately 20 students, and our staff members there will be 3 certified APES teachers, which is a credit recovery program we've had in the district since Michelle Sinclair's time at the high school. It's been a minute. We also will have 3 small group content specialists so that those people can work on language arts, literacy skills, and math skills as well as needed, accompanied by 3 paraprofessionals. At LIFT, we're going to have all kinds of really fun opportunities for kids to come and infuse some literacy and numeracy concepts throughout the opportunity to explore this whole building and what waits for them as juniors and seniors. So the dates will be pretty much all of June into July. We're going to be serving incoming 7th through 10th graders as a way to kind of, get a little sneak peek at what LIFT has to offer. And those programs will also have a critical component. So parents can come in, see the building, experience the space at the end, and celebrate their students' learning. 6 floors here at LIFT will be involved in that, and we'll get some marketing and flyers out upon board approval. We have 6 staff members who will be participating as facilitators. So, at this time, I think we would request a motion to approve the summer school programming as presented, and then we'll be happy to answer any questions.
We have a motion and a second, please.
Motion.
By Ashley Overton. Second
Yes.
by Gary Capley. Any questions? Lots of fun stuff for the kiddos this summer. Would you please call roll?
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Kepley,
Yes.
Kinlow.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thanks to all the people who did all the work. I just got to present it.
Item 7, reports and recommendations of the superintendent. Mr. Condren.
Yes, thank you. The first item on this agenda is as Mr. Pugh has taken a position as the Oakland superintendent, we congratulate him in his journeys across the county and look forward to a continued partnership. So obviously that opens up the position of MMS principal, and our administrative team is happy to recommend Chad Arnold and Chad has served in the Mattoon School District for 20 years. His instructional career began in 2002 as a 7th grade science teacher on Team 7B. Chad moved into the middle school assistant principalship position in 2008 and spent 9 years in that role before moving to Williams Elementary for 1 year as an assistant principal. And then in July of 2019, Mr. Arnold assumed the role of Riddle Elementary School principal and has spent the past 4 years serving Riddle students, families, and staff. Chad has a strong understanding of middle school concepts, has been directly involved in the national recognition of Mattoon Middle School, and carries his strong relationships with him as he returns to MMS. Our administrative team is excited to recommend Chad Arnold as MMS principal beginning July 1st, 2023.
I need a motion and a second to approve.
Motion.
Mr. Arnold. Motion by Ashley, second by Dale. Any questions? Congratulations, Chad. Please call roll.
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Kepley,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Skinless.
Yes.
Item 7.2 now needs to replace Chad's vacated principalship at Riddle. And our administrative team is thrilled to recommend Kristen Kleiss as the next Riddle Elementary School principal. Kristen began her teaching career in Shelbyville in 2006, took a position in 8th grade science at Mattoon Middle School in 2012, and moved into the middle school dean's position role in 2016. And then Kristen began her assistant principalship in 2017. Kristen's skills are in developing relationships with students, staff, and families, and she demonstrates strong academic outcomes and data-driven decision-making. Our team is happy to recommend.
I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Ashley, second
Second.
by Dale Ryder. All those in favor signify by saying aye. I'm sorry, a roll call vote on that.
Aye.
I got excited. Please call roll.
Yes.
Kepley,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Skinlow.
Yes. Kristen, if you're in here somewhere, congratulations.
So item 7.3 now is to fill Kristen's vacated position as an assistant principal at Mattoon Middle School. And it is with great pleasure our team recommends Tara Stewart as the next middle school assistant principal for the upcoming school year. Tara began in Mattoon as a 5th grade teacher at Riddle Elementary in 2004, also spending 2 years in kindergarten. In 2018, Tara moved into the role of the Title I instructional coach at Williams Elementary, and she spent 3 years in that role before moving to MHS in 2021 to assist as the MHS academic coach. Tara's instructional background complements her strong pedagogy and ability to collaborate with students, staff, and families to implement supportive structures for our students. Our administrative team is excited to recommend Tara Stewart for the middle school assistant principal position beginning July 1st, 2023.
I need a motion to approve Tara Stewart, please.
Motion.
Gary Kepley, second.
Ashley.
Ashley. Thank you. Are there any comments or questions? Please call roll.
Kepley,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Skinlow.
Yes. And congratulations, Tara.
And item 7.4, the board we're seeking action to approve the Williams Elementary School assistant principal. The administration is happy to recommend Brandy Trussell as the next Arlen D. Williams Elementary School assistant principal. Brandy began her career in education as an advocate for students with special needs and began teaching in 2016 at Riddle Elementary. Mrs. Trussell served as a self-contained special education teacher for 6 years prior to moving to MMS as the Dean of Students this past school year. Brandy's experience and ability to build strong relationships with students, staff, and families have allowed her to support success with the students and families she has served throughout our district. It is our pleasure to recommend Brandy Trussell as the Williams Elementary School Assistant Principal beginning July 1, 2023.
I need a motion to approve Brandy Trussell, please. Motion. By Ashley Overton, second.
Second.
By Dale Ryder. Are there any questions or comments? Please call roll.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Hepley,
Yes.
Skinlow.
Yes. Thank you. Brandy?
Which one is she? I don't know.
Brandy, would you raise your hand again? Thank you. Item 8, reports and recommendation of other district personnel. We don't have any. We do not have any unfinished business or new business, but I'm asking to go into executive session.
And that's been removed because there's no business in
Oh.
the executive session.
There's no business under, I didn't know that. Sorry. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn at 8:57.
Motion.
Motion by Ashley, second.
Yes.
John?
No, it's Kevin.
Cap? Oh, John was waving at me too.
Oh, okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you and have a good evening.
Nice meeting you.